The internet will tell you that if you're not hustling after work, you're falling behind. But here's the truth. You don't need to fill every minute with productivity. You just need to be more intentional with how you use your time. For years, I wasted my evenings the same way so many of us do, scrolling TikTok, eating snacks I didn't even want, binge watching shows I wasn't paying attention to, and then going to bed feeling more drained than when I got home. But once I made a few key changes, my evenings became the most powerful part of my day. In case you're new here, hi, my name is 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗧𝘂𝗧𝗂 and I teach women how to build profitable online businesses that give them more freedom, financial independence, time freedom, and income that they can actually rely on without posting 24/7 or burning out. And in this video, I'm breaking down the specific things I did to finally stop wasting my evenings and how you can too. These are real shifts I made after working full-time, coming home exhausted and wondering where all my time was going. So let's dive in. The first thing I did was stop letting my mood dictate my actions. This was the first game changer. I used to think that I had to feel ready in order to do something productive, but motivation is unreliable. Now I work with my mood instead of against it. If I'm mentally fried, I choose low effort tasks like journaling, reading, or planning out what I'm going to do tomorrow. If I'm anxious, I'll clean or go for a walk to release that energy. If I'm feeling creative, that's when I channel it into my business. The goal isn't to push through like a robot, it's to have options that honor how you feel without letting that feeling be the reason that you do nothing. So you can be tired and still take action. And number two, I moved my phone across the room. This one's simple, but surprisingly effective. I used to spend hours scrolling on Instagram Reels and TikTok without even realizing it. And it definitely wasn't intentional. So now I give myself breaks by plugging my phone in across the room or in my bedroom. And if I want to use it, I have to get up and go get it. When I do choose to scroll, I'm more intentional about it. And normally I try to give myself a time limit. But this tiny habit saved me more time than any productivity app ever has. Because most of the time, what we need isn't more discipline, it's fewer distractions. Then number three, I changed my first destination after work. When I worked in an office, I used to walk through the door and go straight to the couch. You already know what happened next. I didn't get back up for the next few hours after watching whatever show was on Netflix. Now I start my evening somewhere different, like my kitchen or my desk. I'll pour myself a glass of water, write down a couple of things I want to accomplish, or just do a quick reset. It's such a small change, but it disrupts this whole Netflix and chill routine and helps me take back control of my night. The fourth thing I did was pre-plan my evenings like I did my workday. We time block our work hours, but what about the time that actually belongs to us? Once I started giving my evenings a loose plan, dinner, focus time, rest, and what I was gonna do during that time, it completely changed how I felt about them. So for example, when I was building my business while working in an office full-time, I'd get home by 6:30, and from then until about 7:15, I'd make dinner and maybe do some light cleaning. Then from about 7:15, 7:30 to 9, I would spend on content creation and working on new digital products. Then from about 9 to 10 o'clock, I would wind down with a shower, journal, maybe watch something on TV that I actually enjoy for just a limited time. And of course, not every single day looked like this. Sometimes I skipped working on my business, or sometimes I worked from the moment I got home till I went to bed at 10 or even later. But having a plan meant that more often than not, I was making intentional decisions, not just drifting through my day. And then I started using my best energy hours more intentionally. I kind of spoke about this earlier, but basically I tried to force myself to work on my business early in the morning like all the gurus say, but getting up at 5 a.m. doesn't work for me. My brain is way sharper later in the day. If I did work in the mornings, I'd write emails, outline content, or respond to comments, things that didn't require a ton of energy or brain power. And then in the evenings is when I did my high level work that required more concentration. That included things like editing, doing research, or planning. So you don't need more hours. You just need to match your tasks to your energy. And this can vary by day, but it can also vary by week. For example, I track my period like most women do, and I know that during that week, I'm not filming any content. So I'll try to get it done either before or after that. And then number 6, I built my business one evening at a time. A few years ago, I used my evenings to build an online business. I didn't have any experience blogging with digital products, affiliate marketing, or any of that. I just figured it out one step at a time, watching YouTube videos after work or listening to business podcasts on my commute. And now that business allows me to make passive income while spending more time with my daughter, who wasn't even born when I first got started. So if building something like this is on your heart too, I created a free masterclass that walks you through how to start a profitable digital product business without burning out. The link is below in the description. And yes, even if you only have an hour a day, you can do this. Okay, something else I did was I created a closing shift routine. Now, this is something that I originally saw on TikTok, but essentially you'll close your house just like you would if you were working retail or at a restaurant. So for me, that looks like wrapping up my work, lighting a candle, and cleaning up my space. I make sure that there are no dishes in the sink. I clean up all the toys off the floor and make sure all the clothes are in the laundry room. This simple routine helps my brain transition from work mode to personal time, and I go to bed feeling more accomplished and grounded and not thinking about how my house is a complete mess and how I have so much work that I need to do tomorrow. And of course, I also give myself permission to do absolutely nothing. Some nights I still scroll TikTok and I'll eat popcorn and chill and relax on the couch or in my bed, but I do it on purpose. I set a time limit and I enjoy it and I don't feel guilty about it. One thing I've had to learn is that rest doesn't have to be earned, it just needs to be intentional. There's a huge difference between choosing to rest and accidentally numbing out. And both look the same on the outside, but the energy is completely different. And you'll know because you're not doing anything, but you still feel completely drained. And lastly, I started saying no to things that didn't replenish me. Not every invite needs a yes. When I stopped filling my evenings with obligations or more distractions, I had more space for what really matters. Sometimes that meant muting a group chat that was popping off, or sometimes it meant letting go of something that used to serve me but didn't anymore. Time is your most valuable resource. You will never get it back, so protect it like it matters because it truly does. So if you've been feeling like your evenings are just slipping away, you're not alone. I used to end most nights feeling frustrated, like I didn't do anything for myself, and I know a lot of moms can definitely relate to this. But once I started making small, intentional shifts, everything changed. Not overnight, not perfectly, but with consistency, I now have more time for what I believe truly matters in my life. More energy and also more peace and more income, because yes, I use my evenings to build something of my own. If creating a digital product business is something you've been thinking about, don't forget to check out my free masterclass. It'll walk you through exactly how to get started from scratch without needing a huge audience, fancy tools, or a ton of time. If this video helped you, give it a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what's one small thing you want to start doing with your evenings this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.